If you're like me, you really hate these pretentious stick up the ass course videos of people that just teach you 2 hours of BS. I don't want to be that guy. In this video, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to make YouTube videos that explode in views and make you money. I went from a shopping cart pusher to a full-time YouTuber with less than 5,000 subscribers. I didn't use any magic method. I just used common fucking sense. And no offense, but common sense isn't so common anymore. And that's why in this video, I'm going to give you everything you need to start uploading videos that actually get views and how to monetize your channel to make money while you sleep. Let's cut the bullshit though. Most of you won't watch this video because you're too scared to take a chance on your future. But if you are the rare 1% of people that want the freedom that YouTube can give you, watch this video, take notes, and take action immediately. So in short words, you motherfuckers clicked on the right course. Let's get into it. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to get out of the cycle of no views. And I'm pretty sure 97% of you guys are in this fucking cycle right now. So YouTube, no views. Coraline's dad working on the computer for 10 hours, upload another video, no views, bang. So why should you trust me? Well, you know, I'm not really going to touch on this too much, but you can just screenshot this or just pause it and read these real quick. You can literally, like, I'm just going to scroll through all these wins in my, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to promote anything in this video, but this may or may not be my private group. This may or not be my free group. Look at all these wins, 0 to 1K under 3 months, bang, 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 bang. It just goes on and on and on. Boom, bunch of freaking testimonials here. I could just go on for like literally, like, we don't have enough time in this video for me to go through all the people that I've helped on channels and on YouTube in general. So I'm going to teach you how to escape the small channel death cycle. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay. So this is your main problem. And I really simplified it with the best way I know how to, and just by making really raunchy images. So this is you right now, and then you're asking yourself, oh, well, why did this video flop? But the thing is, though, is you're putting your, you know, S-wordy video on a pedestal, and I know this isn't a pedestal, but I just thought it was cool. And you're asking yourself, why did the video flop? And your main problem is that you have a very big bias towards your video. So the thing that you can learn off this video, right, is that your content isn't as good as you think. It really is not. So the main thing I want you to understand is differentiating bad content versus good content. You need to develop an eye for shit videos. I mean, this is my latest video actually, and obviously this got 10.8K. I think this at like sitting at 12K now, 12K views. It's a 1 out of 10 on my channel, but you need to develop an eye for bad thumbnails, bad titles, and bad videos. For thumbnails, for example, I made a bunch of thumbnails for this one specific video. This is a 1.9 hour free course, by the way, so definitely check this out after you're done this, if you got the time. But I made these 3 thumbnails, right? YouTube mastery, it's got a little laptop, whatever, okay. Full course, oh my God, it looks like shit. Then this was like whatever. But then I made this YouTube free course, and I just knew it was the winner. So essentially what I'm trying to tell you to do, and I tell you to, well, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to, you know, that's secret. That's the secret stuff. I'm not going to tell you that. But what I will tell you though, is that the best thing you can do for yourself is make multiple thumbnails, multiple videos, multiple titles, multiple bits of content, and throw out the ones that are not good. You don't need to upload everything just because you spent like 3 hours making a video and it's like, oh, you know, I spent 3 hours making a video, I might as well upload it. You don't have to, and that's going to hurt you more than it's going to help you grow. So if you make a fucking shit video and it takes like 5 hours, dude, don't worry, just scrap it and go to the next one. But yeah, I chose this thumbnail, and then what do you know, bang, 10.8K views, okay? 1 out of 10 on my channel, literally all unfiltered, and yeah, it's great. So what you need to understand is mediocre versus impactful content, and I'm going to go deeper into this, and I'm going to show you exactly what differentiates mediocre content versus impactful content. And by the way, no hate for this guy right here. He actually made a really viral video, and I'll show you that in a second. But this is the difference. I mean, let's start with mediocre content. I found this video just randomly, like finding just an example to show you guys. And I wasted some of my early 20s. Here are some things I learned so far. This got 859 views in 5 days. And this one, same video idea, how we ruin our 20s, got 340K views 1 month ago. It's a 67x multiplier. Dude, there's a big difference in this, and you need to understand this, because if you can understand how to differentiate the two, you can use this for your own content and literally get 100K plus videos. I'm telling you right now. Look, the reason why this video did not do well, and I did end up watching the video and, you know, the content, whatever, thumbnail, title, okay. Let me give you exactly the reason why this didn't do so well. Look, it doesn't really hit you emotionally at all, right? Like, and I want you to answer this. Like, what makes you think he has something impactful to say? And maybe he does have something impactful to say, right? It's a 14-minute long video. He probably has maybe if you didn't watch this video, he may have had the most fucking drop dead insightful information that you could use to change your life. But you would never understand, because the thumbnail is a bit in a weird way of saying it, it's a bit gimmicky, the truth, right? It doesn't make you want to click the video. There's no other way around it. Especially the titles. I wasted some of my early 20s. Here are some things I learned so far. I wasted some of my early 20s. Like, it doesn't hit as much as this title right here. How we ruin our 20s, completely ruin our 20s, ... This one, I wasted some of my early 20s. Here are some things I learned so far. You know, it doesn't really hit, right? It's something you would gloss over on the homepage. It just looks generic. You know what I mean? Like, if you were on the homepage on your YouTube, on your fucking TV, on your phone, you would look at this for a second and be like, whatever. And then just scroll past, right? There's no references or relatability factors, etc. And this guy, I'll show you a good example of that in a second. Same guy, right? Same guy, same video idea. Well, not video idea, but same channel. I'm 22, I have no friends, 640K views. Literally the same guy. So what makes the difference between this video, which has 600K plus views, and this video, 850 views? And I'll tell you that in a second. But yeah, there's literally no references. There's no reason why you should click on the video. And this is something you should truly avoid. And there's no real way of me kind of explaining this with words. It's something that you have to kind of develop a knack for. And I'll show you how to do that also later on in the video. So yes, keep fucking watching. It's fucking important. You need this if you want to make it on YouTube, right? But look at this video, right? And as you can see, there's a lot less I'm talking about with this rather than with this, and I'll give you a reason why. Because it does its job, right? It hits you right in the feels. It makes you emotional. And why is that? Because it resonates with the target audience, 18 to 24, how we ruin our 20s. And the reason why it did so good was because it's relatable. Because think about what 18 and 24-year-olds have consumed media-wise. SpongeBob. What does SpongeBob entail? Memes. This is a meme thumbnail template, and they typically do the best because it's so fucking relatable, dude. Squidward with his iPod crying in his bed, and then it's wasted, like a GTA wasted logo or title with the font. Dude, this feels so fucking relatable, because I'm sure this video is 99% of men, right? Because it just is, okay? I don't know what to say, but I am sure that everyone that has played GTA, including me, has seen this video and was like, oh my God, I need to click this. Why have we ruined our 20s, right? It hits you right in the feels, it resonates with the target audience, and it's a short but punchy title, and it just fucking works because it's relatable. That's all I can say. So let's go back to our guy right here. I don't know what his channel name is. I'll have to search. You just search up the video and you let me know. But this guy had a really viral video. I'm 22 and I have no friends. 646,000 views 1 month ago. Did so much better than this video. 2 times better than this video. Because it just has the same thing as this video has. It's extremely relatable. It resonates with his target audience because he just looks like a dude that has no friends. And not in a mean way. I'm just saying, like, he resonates with his target audience. People that watch this video are people that have no friends and are around the 22-year mark. And that's completely understandable. If you have no friends at 22, I'm not shitting on you. I'm saying that you have time to change, dude. Like, just go out, go to YMCA, fucking make some friends at the gym. I'm telling you, you have options. Anyways, let me go back to YouTube. there's a contrast between like a beautiful day and like a solemn looking dude, and it just makes for a great thumbnail because it's just so raw and impactful. But this video doesn't feel raw and impactful because there's just too much edits. There's nothing relatable about it. I can see the idea he was going for, but it just doesn't make sense. So the main thing I want to get my point across here is you need to relate to your target audience. And this just relates with the 20-year-olds. Dude, it just makes sense to click on the video. If you saw this on your homepage, you would freaking click this video, no doubt about it. And it's super weird to explain this in words, but once you do something that I'm going to tell you to do later on in this video, it's going to make complete sense. You're going to develop a knack for finding good video and thumbnail ideas rather than shitty thumbnail ideas. And I'm going to tell you this in a second. And by second, I mean right now. Dude, you're going to practice this 5 minutes per day. Like if you do this 5 minutes per day for the next 2 weeks, you are going to have so much of a better chance of getting a 100K plus video that it's not even fucking funny. I want you to make a private Discord server. And if you've watched my videos before, you know this, right? You're just going to make a private fucking Discord server with only yourself in the Discord. And I'll show you how that looks. Okay, so I have my private Discord right here. I name it the Digital Office, and anyone can do this. You just boot up Discord and press this little add server thing and make your own server. But I want you to set it up like this, screenshot it if you want. But I want you to make a category called video study, and you're gonna have good videos and you're gonna have bad videos, right? And you're gonna browse YouTube. So you can literally just browse your own homepage. I recommend you grabbing your own or making a new channel and then searching up a niche that's not in your own niche, and then building your homepage that way and just getting a bunch of really viral videos in your homepage every single day. But I want you to find the thumbnails and titles that literally just stick out to you, and typically that are under 10K subscribers because it's just proven to work. And I want you to filter the good videos from the bad videos. So I want you to put the bad thumbnails, and these are some of my own thumbnails as well. This is my own thumbnail. This is my own thumbnail. Fucking shit. They didn't get any views. And I want you to put them in the bad videos section in your Discord. And on the other hand, I want you to take your bullseye video ideas or videos that you find and throw them in the good videos section. And I have a few here. Let me explain how reading changes your brain. And I'm tired of trying and failing. I love this thumbnail. I think it's really interesting and I could use in the future. And yeah, so you're literally just going to filter the good and bad videos. And this is going to train your brain to understand what makes a good video and what makes a bad video. And once you do this enough, and if you do this for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, every single day, for months on end, you're literally going to pretty much get a bit of my brain, because I've fucking studied YouTube a lot, and that's why I can help a bunch of people blow up. But if you can do this, what I'm telling you right now, you are going to make it, because you're going to understand what makes a good video and a bad video. So yeah, you're going to get your bullseye videos and you're going to throw them in Discord. And guess what? All these guys have low subscriber accounts. 365 days of 5 a.m. You actually shouldn't do this. Amazing thumbnail, by the way. This is one of my one-on-one clients, 1.9K views. Dude has 264 subscribers. Shout out to Andrew, bro. Yo, Andrew Rauch, watch him. If you're into self-improvement, watch Andrew Rauch. He is fucking amazing at what he does. This video right here, how to write a perfect rescue arc, 38K views 3 weeks ago. Amazing video. I'd throw this in the good video section. Oh, and guess what? Yeah, this is a thumbnail that I've ideated with one of my one-on-one clients. Jonathan, started working with him at like 100 subs or something. Hopefully I didn't butcher that, but now he's almost at 1K because of this video. I'd throw this in my good video section. And of course, you guys know the 5 stages of self-improvement. Great video. If I never knew who this person was, I would throw this in the good video section of my Discord. 251K views. 6.9K subscribers. Also, one of my past one-on-one clients, I started working with him at like what, 70 subscribers. Now he's at almost 7K. Dude, you get the point, man. If you can just practice this 5 minutes per day, you will become a god at finding good video ideas for your own channel. And this video alone is going to fucking help you so much more than all of my edited, BS videos. I'm probably going to do more unfiltered videos. So if you want more of these, just let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions, let me know if I'll make a video on it. And Yo, I want to level with you guys. I used to wake up every morning, check my phone, and hated my life. No views, no subscribers, and most importantly, no money. But imagine this, I changed one simple thing about my videos and started seeing literal overnight success. I reached out to help other people and they blew up using this exact same method I'm going to show you today. 10K subs, 12K views minimum. And guess what? The secret is the video topic. But how the f do we improve it? Come here and let me show you. My first method is called playing the lottery. It's because YouTube is essentially based on skillful luck. Now, before you kill me in the comments, no, you still need to try in order to blow up, but each video boosts your odds of doing that. And each video is kind of like a lottery ticket, so you just can't have one. Try everything and anything until you find something that works. And remember to not put too much into one project because your videos will fail, but that is okay. You aren't here to make a 5-star best-selling movie. You ever hear about the acronym KISS? It means keep it simple, stupid, and that's your mission. Literally just pump out consistent quality and you will see results. I tend to compile my video ideas into like literally one big notebook and execute on the best ones, like this video for example. So whenever I need another video, I'm not sitting around paralyzing myself with useless analysis. I know this works because 2 of my best performing videos happened just like that. They were just random ideas that I found in the YMCA Steam room and they blew up. But I'm done yapping, so let me show you the second method. So this is what I call the spin method. Obviously because we're putting a spin on things. Let me just say this, everyone hates generic content. I'm telling you right now. If I could, I would literally poke my eyes out before watching another Minecraft Let's Play or another video about someone that I literally do not care about. I'm telling you, this is a message from the universe telling you to stop right now and listen up. Take out a pen and paper or open up a text file, go on YouTube and start scrolling your niche. Take notice of all the things that they have in common. And now your goal is to break the mold. If someone says XYZ is good, you say it's bad. Boom, instant views. And here's my next secret. If you're in the business of making money, your real goal is to literally just solve someone's problem. So diagnose your viewers' issues like a doctor and you'll get paid like one. There's plenty of people who don't think this way, and that's why they'll never sell a product, and that's why they'll never make good substantial money on the platform, which is extremely easy to do if you just listen the f up to me. So since we're doom scrolling YouTube channels, it's time to use the stalking method. This time, I'm not breaking into your house at 3 a.m., but I'm just sneakily observing what other big channels do and copy the trend. And I can already hear the comments saying, stealing content is illegal under Copyright Act Title 17. Listen, you read books for knowledge and you watch videos for knowledge too. And the only way to keep yourself relevant in the digital age is literally just by plugging in and learning. Only then you can understand your niche to its core and provide any sort of value or nuance. Only then where you can break through and actually start getting views. You'd be shocked at how many creators make dead content. And by dead content, I mean shit that no one sees because they don't want to. Because YouTube is a compromise between yourself and the viewer. Just think about the Mona Lisa. It was painted for money, not because Da Vinci loved art. Don't be that guy who posts nonsense and gets 0 views just because you like it. Trust me. Here's the big problem. Your topic might be good, but your packaging sucks. Your thumbnail and title is trash, and that's one of the most important parts. So before you edit 5,000 years worth of Call of Duty sniper shots, it's time to reconsider your branding. Yes, branding. How you come off to an average person. How you come off to someone that does not know any single thing about you. You need to consider the following. What are you more likely to buy? A Windows phone or an iPhone? It's a trick question because the Microsoft phone went out of business. Why? Because of garbage branding. No one cared about the Microsoft phone. Everyone cares about the iPhone, all because of packaging and branding. I've seen so much amazing content go to waste simply because of the packaging. Some of the craziest edits getting 10 views because of messy titles and thumbnails. Thankfully, these are the skills that are easy to learn, so I've helped many people get results with 1 or 2 sessions. Link in the description if you're smart. If your videos flatlined in views or never got them at all, you know where the problem lies. Boot up Photoshop and get your ass to work. Last but not least are 2 unsavory truths that you're probably not gonna want to hear. You will never improve your packaging and video ideas unless you get these. Live by these commandments. Number 1 is that there is no new ideas, just variations. So you don't need to be one of one, just unique. And if your goal is success, get on YouTube and take it because there's no style points in this business. Number 2, your topic may be on trend, but it's boring. No amount of good marketing will fix that. So don't overcompensate and find something new to talk about instead of wasting your goddamn time. You thought I was finished. I got one last trick up my sleeve for getting more views on YouTube. You gotta understand that I've grown this channel to almost 10K subs in 4 months, and I also grew a lot of super cool channels I work with. But the final point that you need to get through your head is that trying too hard will completely mess everything up. So you gotta do this instead of overthinking. Write down your main thoughts about your niche. It doesn't have to be problems. You just sit down in a quiet room, no phone, no distractions, just you and solitude, and write down every single little thing that comes to mind. Something is bound to come up. All of the most talented artists on earth had their best ideas come up simply because they were bored. So turn off your dopamine addicted brain and just start getting bored. It's the best thing you can do for yourself. The 1 second rule is something you must be able to follow and understand. Basically, your thumbnail needs to communicate value in 1 second or less. And to go more in depth on this, your brain needs to know subconsciously what the value of the video is before the eyes register what the video is about. Let me explain. Each and every single one of these thumbnails here communicate what the video is about subconsciously, even before you know what the video is. So this is my own video right here, how to keep your viewers addicted. This is one of my clients' videos, asking girls how to get girls in 2024. And this is one of my first YouTube clients ever, making a video called Outwork Everyone by Doing Less. And these thumbnails, they all have one thing in common. It's really easy to understand what the video is before you even think what the video is about. Sorry, I got a little brain fart right there. Here are some subtle clues as to why this is, because looking at these right now, you probably don't understand what the 1 second rule is, but if we look deeper, you'll understand. So I pretty much broke down each and every single one of these thumbnails, so let's start with my own thumbnail. So first of all, everyone looks at the top left first. This is kind of like human psychology. But first of all, you see Premiere Pro is on the computer. So your brain is like, okay, this is about editing. This video has something to do about editing. Then you look to the right. You see a smirking, green, mysterious frog. So your brain is thinking something along the lines of, what does this green frog know that I do not about video editing? So your brain connects the dots, and this is all happening in less than 1 second. Now, you look at the bottom left. The text tells me to do this, and my brain is telling me, this guy knows the secret to editing that I don't know. And then the title solidifies the assumption about the video. So your brain puts all these 3 things together and says, okay, I need to watch this because it has the secret I need to get more views, and you're gonna end up binge clicking this video. Hence why this video has 204,000 views, because the thumbnail gets you psychologically hooked because of these 3 things, and the title just brings it all together and makes a person binge click. Yo, real quick, if you want to get 90 plus viral thumbnail ideas curated specifically from ya boy to copy for your own channel and get thousands of views, you can join the Thumbnail Vault. It's literally $5 a month, and you can see what others are saying to get an idea bank of the latest thumbnail trends from a person that has blown up so many channels from 1 to 10K subscribers, including myself, is so dope. It's a never-ending bank of inspiration for working thumbnails and titles, and a ton of other reviews. So you get 3+ viral thumbnails a day, your ticket to 1,000+ subscribers. You can literally talk to me specifically in the chat, and like I said, it's only $5 a month. So click the link below if you want to join. Now let's get back to that knowledge. So I want you to think about the last time you were in a store when you were hungry. You had the pain of hunger, and if you don't eat, you're going to die, right? So when you're at the grocery store and you have this pain of hunger, you are going to pick the thing that looks tasty, and you're going to binge buy that thing and eat it. It's the same thing as a thumbnail. You are in some sort of pain. In this example right here, the pain is not being able to get views. So you see this thumbnail, you put all these 3 things together, and this
amalgamates into a binge click, and you watch the video and it gives you value, and that's why the YouTube algorithm is recommending this video to hundreds of thousands of people and got me a shit ton of money. So it's as simple as that. But basically, the main thing is you need to understand that you need to get your viewer's brain to know what the video is in about 1 second. Because if it takes longer than a second to figure out what your video is about, then the person's probably going to scroll past, and that's an impression that is going to be wasted, and that person is going to click on someone else's video. So let's look at Danny's example. By the way, this man has 400 subs at the time of recording this video. I think about 415 subs. This video has 12K views. So first of all, you're probably looking around the top left, the top to the left. So you see the guy with the mic interviewing the girl. Now obviously, you don't really see the mic because it's not really like there in the first place, but this like interaction right here looks like he's interviewing her. So your brain is probably thinking something along the lines of, this might be something about dating, which is my problem, right? This guy is trying to target introverts that have a tough time with dating. So when an introvert with a tough time in dating is looking at this thumbnail, he's psychologically thinking, yeah, this is about dating, which is my problem. Then he looks at it again. The text is about girls being painfully honest. So the text reads, girls being painfully honest. It's as simple as that. You already know what this means because, you know, painfully. Now, the introvert's brain is probably thinking, what is she being honest about? Then he looks back and he's like, this girl, the facial expression is interesting. What is she going to be honest about? And then the title solidifies, again, the assumption about the video. The brain goes, I need to watch this because it has the secret to get girls. Because the title is simply asking women how to get girls in 2024, ? And 12,000 views on a 400 subscriber channel says it all. It's a 100x multiplier simply because the brain is putting 2 and 2 together and it just hits the pain points of the person that has this pain of dating. So it's the same thing. They are going to binge click this because they think it has the solution to their pain. It all ties back to, how am I going to get rid of this person's pain? Now, John Allington. You can search him up, John Allington. He hasn't made videos in a while, which I don't understand why. He was doing really, really good 11 months ago. At 100,000 plus views, 100x multiplier. This was a crazy video. This is one of my first clients. Anyways, you're probably looking around the top left to the left, right? So you see popular productivity book covers right here. You subconsciously see this and you're thinking, this is something about being productive, which is my problem. I have a problem with staying focused. I end up doing XYZ instead of actually doing the work, etc. Then you look at the text, which is probably going to catch your mind because the thumbnail is so goddamn simple. The text reads, discipline is simple. The text is making a controversial and bold statement. So your brain, the person that is in pain, aka the person that has trouble being productive, is thinking, how is this hard thing, which is discipline, simple to master? Like, I don't get this. How is discipline simple? I need to click this video. And then you're probably looking at the guy looking happy with his MacBook. And in my opinion, whenever I see a guy on a MacBook, I'm thinking productivity, right? When I see a guy with like a PC, like, I don't know, like a Razer PC, I'm not thinking productive. I'm thinking like gamer. But anyone with a MacBook, I'm thinking, you know, hey, this guy's productive. So the MacBook probably plays a big portion, a big role in this thumbnail being so successful simply because it relates to people being productive. MacBook plus productivity books plus discipline is simple plus guy looking happy plus clean, empty, simple workspace equals this guy may have figured out my big problem in life, aka being productive. So, again, you look at the title and it solidifies the assumption about the video. So the brain is thinking, I need to watch this because he's more successful than me by doing less than me. What is his secret? So everything you just learned here is this simple rule. It's the 1 second rule. Your thumbnail needs to tell you what the video is about in less than 1 second, and your brain needs to register what the video is before your eyes even register what it is. So if you have to look at your thumbnail for more than 3 seconds, even more than 1 second, and you have to kind of think about what the video is about, then your thumbnail is simply not ready to upload. You need to bang out a perfect thumbnail that gets communicated to the brain in less than 1 second, and then it's ready to be uploaded, and then you're going to get these 100x multipliers. You're going to get hundreds of thousands of views, and you're going to get thousands of more leads than if you rush a thumbnail and you make one thumbnail and upload it and get 10 views.
Oh man, did you get the 12 views again? Look, it happens, but I am going to say this one more time. If you do want to join the thumbnail vault and you want to take inspiration from thumbnails that are actually getting views, especially coming from small channels, so you can literally steal, copy and paste, plug and play into your own channel and get views, join the thumbnail vault, dude. It's $5 a month. You can come say hi to me and literally send me your video if you want me to check it out as well. You can check out the reviews as well on the page. You can check out what Nathan's saying. You can check out what Kay Demas is saying, Evan's saying, and Fran's saying, and many, many more. And join me and 23 others. It's $5 a month, bro. And if you want to literally just see what's working for small channels like yourself and finally start getting views instead of those 12 view videos, check out the thumbnail vault, link in the description below. I'll see you inside. Come say what's up when you join, and back to the video, mister.
What you need to do is you need to continue iterating, which I will show you in this, or I've already showed you in this, and make that thumbnail that communicates the value in 1 second or less. And that is the 1 second rule, probably the most important rule in thumbnails. Let's get into fonts and text. So what you need to understand is that a good font does not always equal a bold font. So what does a good font do? It's really simple. All a good font does is create curiosity. So each font has a different type of personality, and a font conveys a message to the viewer, simply what the video is about. And if you notice, these 3 different fonts here all convey a different type of personality. And this is just a perfect way to summarize this. You read this in 2 different voices, water and water. But for thumbnails, specifically, fonts have to be simple, easy to read, and unique. But most importantly, either grab the viewer's secondary attention, and here are a few pretty good examples of fonts grabbing secondary attention. So one is how to keep your viewers addicted. So obviously I've been talking about this throughout this whole course, which is one of my videos. So the primary attention is just the Premiere Pro in the background, the frog just looking all mysterious, and the secondary attention is do this. So basically the brain processes the whole image and then looks at this text, and the text tells them to do this, and they're thinking, okay, so what do I need to do? And then they read the title solidifies what the viewer is thinking about the thumbnail, how to keep your viewers addicted. It's telling me to do this. Okay, bang, let me binge click this. Same thing with this video from Helmy YouTube Funnels. The primary attention is the Premiere Pro, and the simple and clean editing, and the X, and the check mark, and the human. I almost said the Helmy. And then your brain looks at the text and says, YouTube is evolving, and makes you curious. Then you read the title, your audience wants this new editing style. And it got 119,000 views 9 months ago at a 100x multiplier. So it's the same thing. Your brain gets primary attention from the images, then secondary attention from the font and the text. And this font is honestly displaying a sort of personality. Same with this font. But then the viewer looks at the title and wants to click. But thumbnails and fonts in specific can grab the viewer's primary attention too, and I gathered a few examples. So this is one from Isaac. He's like a YouTube guy, kind of like the more dopamine style. But as you can see, the text in the font is typically the primary attention of this thumbnail. Because if you just covered this right here, if you got rid of this text right here, you probably wouldn't know what the video is about. So you see the thumbnail text, it's in the top middle, it's really easy to see, it's the first thing that kind of catches your eye other than like, you know, this guy right here. But this catches your eye, this pretty much solidifies what the video is about. And then the secondary attention is like the background videos. And then the viewer looks at the title, how I actually make viral thumbnails, and then people click the video. This is probably the best example of a primary attention based video or thumbnail with fonts, because it's a really simple font. All there is retire ASAP, and then a guy that looks like he knows about retirement, and a successful guy at that. So that's the secondary attention. Then the primary attention is retire ASAP, bang. Now, the viewer that trusts people like this and see the word retire, and they know that they're going to retire soon, or they want to retire, they're going to watch the title. They're going to look at the title and see what the video is about. Now, the title is Retire Now if you answer yes to all 6 questions. It's got 409,000 views. It's a 60x multiplier. It makes sense. Now, let's go to one of the guys in lead maxing, for example. This text is the primary attention because, first of all, it's in the top left. We read from left to right. Second of all, it takes up most of the thumbnail other than like the face. But first, you're probably going to see this, crypto scams. Then it points to this person right here. Then it's the secondary attention. Bang, it's this guy right here, which is the person in lead maxing. And then you see this, it gets you curious. You look at the title, Crypto Scams Exposed, 5 tips not to F up. 37,000 views, 1 out of 10. Bang. So these are examples of how fonts and text can either grab the viewer's secondary attention or be the main attraction to the thumbnail, aka grabbing the viewer's primary attention. So when should you use text as primary or secondary attention? And it's a really good question, and it's something that I've spent pretty much years trying to figure out, and it just depends on iteration. Because what I noticed is that there is no specific blueprint that you could follow with thumbnails, because thumbnails in itself is a creative endeavor. It's something that just simply either comes to you or doesn't come to you. There can't be a framework or a blueprint with thumbnails. It's something that you need to actually use creative brain power and brain juices to like conjure up something that looks really, really interesting. And trust me, I will go through that in this course. I got a few tricks up my sleeve. So you won't truly know which thumbnail works better until you have multiple thumbnails in front of you to judge. So for example, this is my iteration for this video right here, how to keep your viewers addicted. So I had a bunch of random ones. The dark secret to viral video retention. It's like, you know, Pepe, and he's like looking at the retention. It's like, oh, okay. Then I had a bunch of them, actually, just like a bunch of different images of like Wojaks. Like I made this one in Photoshop. I thought that was kind of funny, but it does not catch your eye, I don't think. This right here, he's saluting. He's on the computer. This is like the TF2 guy from TF2. And then I found this. And then I found this image. Well, I made the image. It was in a Bing AI. So it was an AI generated image. I photoshopped it, put Premiere Pro in the background, and I had something here. But the thing was, iteration was key. And I noticed something about this thumbnail. There was a bit of empty space that I could use to my advantage. So there was red arrow, no circle in this one. But then I thought right here was where I was really messing up, because there was nothing there to kind of like capture the viewer's attention. But I love this title. So I remade the thumbnail and I added "do this" in the simple Helvetica font. And I used Helvetica on purpose because Helvetica wasn't really used widely at the time. Keep in mind, this is an 11-month-old video. So I used Helvetica. It's the Gary's Mod font. And yeah, I thought it was really interesting. I just added a few more touch-ups, added a red circle, added yellow text, made the font bigger, made the text bigger, and bang! 204,000 views after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 iterations. So iteration is simply key. You can't get away with not iterating. Now, we've gone through this example for a little bit, so let's go through this example first. This is Mike from Sell Your Service, also in lead maxing. So when we were working on this thumbnail, and we worked together one-on-one, or we still work together one-on-one, I should say, and we worked on multiple thumbnails. So we had this one right here. So it's like traffic lead sale, 150K. It's got some text here. It's technically a font, I guess, because, you know, he's writing in a certain way. Then we added text right here where it was like his Stripe account, and 25K months, 10,000 hours. You know, we had a picture of a funnel and he was pointing at it. you know, a bunch of just iterations, even like different angles and different like variations of the same thumbnail. But then we had this one, and funny enough, we actually did a split test. We didn't actually come up with just one simple one, but we did this, one other, and then like one of these. And then obviously this split test did the best, and we just kept it as that. So if you need to make 5,000 in 7 days, watch this. And guess what? It was at 160. It's at 162,000 views. Got him to Go High Low as #2 highest affiliate in the world. Beat Frank Kern. Just generated a bunch of leads. Made a bunch of money. And at the time, he was at 17,000 subscribers, and now he's at 37,000 subscribers. So he added 20,000 subscribers, qualified subscribers in a B2B niche, simply by iterating the thumbnails. Because before this video, his videos were at like 200, 300, 400, 500 views. Just a few ones that odd 1,000 to 2,000 to 3,000. But this was the one that really blew him up, and there was multiple of these simply because we iterated. Because there was no real like template or like formula to use to make a really good thumbnail. It's really just like trial and error, and I'm going to teach you everything I know about thumbnails. Trust me, don't worry, I got you. But iteration is key, and you need to understand this. Same thing with Danny from You Unlocked, also in lead maxing, by the way. Iteration is key because he made a bunch of thumbnails. So he changed the text, he moved it up, moved it down, moved it behind, even added a little microphone in Photoshop. I don't know if you can see it or not. I don't think I added it. Yeah. He added a little microphone in Photoshop. I didn't even realize until he told me. And he just iterated, and he used other people's thumbnails and seen what worked before, and just flipped the script a little bit to make it just a tad bit slightly unique. So as you can see, these are some popular interviews that other people have done, and all he did was just be a little different, which was add the little square and have a different font and have a nice picture that looks interesting and unique, and that's all you need to do. You just need to slightly flip the script, and this video got 12,000 views, and he started generating leads with under 500 subscribers, under 1,000 subscribers, and he's now starting to make money simply because he's iterating. And what is iteration? Iteration is key. So the main thing you need to understand is that text and a good font can do 3 things. Not all good. They can either make your thumbnail, enhance your thumbnail, or ruin your thumbnail. And the only way to find out is to iterate with multiple different thumbnails, and preferably I would want you to make 4 to 6 completely different thumbnails. Let's talk about the human eye direction. So first of all, I want to tell you, you need to use this with caution and with critical thinking, because thumbnails are specifically meant to be broken, and by that I mean the rules are meant to be broken. So this is definitely not law, but this is just basic human psychology that you need to understand, especially with thumbnails. So the gist of it is that the top left typically gets the attention first. We all read from left to right, essentially. Not everyone in the world reads from left to right, but yeah. Anyways, I found this study, and it says that the top left corner gets the attention first, and this is just like a website study, but still, same thing applies to thumbnails. But it found it really interesting because priority number 1 is in the top left, priority number 2 is around the middle to the left and to the right, and priority number 3 is around the bottom right to bottom left. And it makes sense, because if you're from North America, or pretty much most places in the world, you're reading from left to right. So it makes sense you're looking at the top left all the way to the bottom left. Anyways, there's another image that I really like right here, and they talk about something called the Gutenberg diagram. It describes a general pattern that the eyes move through when looking at, usually text-heavy, content. So, your primary optical area starts here, goes to the strong fallow area, and by the way, I'm just saying this for no reason at all. I actually don't even know what these things mean, but it makes sense. It's like you look here, then you look here, then you look kind of here, and then you look here. So, which thumbnails do really good with this law in mind? Well, it all depends. So I found 4 thumbnails that use this really, really well. So you're usually reading from top left. So you see crypto exit strategy. You know the thumbnail is about a crypto exit strategy. Then you look to the right. This guy's looking serious. You're like, okay, this guy's looking serious, so this is probably a video that I need. Then you look at the bottom right or bottom left, and you see stablecoin, off ramp, taxes. So it kind of creates more curiosity. Then the title pretty much solidifies the thumbnail. How to take crypto profits beginner guide. Same thing with this guy's thumbnail, Helmy YouTube funnels. Your audience wants this new editing style. So you see top left around right here, you see editing. Then you go here, it's like good editing. Then you go here, it's like, oh, what? This is much simpler than this. Then you look at him and he's looking like, again, serious. And then you see the text in the middle, YouTube is evolving. And then you look here, there's like nothing really except for like some Premiere Pro. Then the title solidifies the thumbnail. Your audience wants this new editing style and the whole thumbnail makes sense. You understand what the thumbnail is about in 1 second or less. Same thing with this, retire ASAP, top left, then right, this guy pointing back to the text, and that's it. Simple as that. Same thing as this, before 2 hours, look right, okay, and then look to the bottom left, now 3 minutes, 5 AI video editing tools that save me 1,000 plus hours. Definitely the weakest one out of all these, but again, thumbnail rules are meant to be broken because this thumbnail doesn't really follow this whole human eye direction rule, but is not doing that bad. It's actually doing the second worst out of all these three, which all have above 10,000 views, and this one has 100,000 views, this one has 400,000 views, right? So this having 400,000 views makes sense because it's a good video idea, good topic, thumbnail is great, but also it does follow this human eye direction rule. So take this information with a grain of salt. But it's not the only way to make good thumbnails, because you see thumbnails that do differently all the time. Now here are 2 examples. So let's talk about this one for example. This is one of my past videos, and if you don't know, this is the story behind this thumbnail and this video. I was bored, I had no content for the week, I didn't know what to do, I didn't want to rush content, so what I did was I took my old school course that got updated much better, compiled it onto YouTube, and dropped it with this thumbnail. It got 76,000 views. So why did it do good? Obviously the video was good, the course was good, but the thumbnail was really good too because it kind of breaks the mold with YouTube. So if you look at the top left, all you're seeing is like you. If you go here, you see tube. If you go here, you see course. You go here, you see like a little bit of a graph. But it's not really the best example for a human eye direction. But the thing is though, is that it captures your attention in the middle because it focuses on the middle. There's nothing really going on in the background, but all your attention is right here because it's free course in the middle. YouTube right here. Pepe the Green Frog right here. Then YouTube in the background and like some subtle graph. So you can be really subtle and get thousands and thousands of views, but this thumbnail only did well because I made it interesting, right? And we'll go into this more, but I just want to tell you that, you know, you don't need to follow this rule like law. I'm just saying that it's something that you need to understand and kind of think of every time you make a thumbnail and every time you iterate on a thumbnail. Same thing with this guy right here. How I would learn video editing if I could start over again. It's got 129,000 views 1 year ago. I forget what this guy's channel is, but I'm pretty sure he has like 12,000 subscribers, something like that. But same thing, you know, if you just cover this, right? If you cover this, you wouldn't think it's a video about video editing because it's just a random, you know, kitchen, right? And he's just like holding a laptop. So if you got rid of this screen right here, you wouldn't know what the thumbnail is about. But when he has the MacBook, and going back to the last module where I was talking about how like MacBooks are for productive people, you see your MacBook, you're thinking productive person, then you see the video editing software and it's like, okay, this is a video about video editing because he's showing you the software. How I learn video editing if I could start over again. It doesn't really make sense, but it also does make sense at the same time because your eye is getting attracted right to this point right here and right to this point right here where he's looking serious. He's like, yo, I know something you don't know. Then he's showing you his Premiere Pro. And it got 129,000 views. It's a 43x multiplier. The results speak for itself. Anyways, just to recap, your eye pretty much reads from left to right. Usually, typically from top left to bottom right, top left to middle to bottom right. So use this information with a grain of salt. You can also look at this right here. I'll leave the resources below. And yes, it is something to keep in mind. Off to the next module. Okay, this is how most channels create content. So they spend all their time scripting, editing, recording, ideating, making this really good video. But then this is the amount of time that they spend working on the thumbnail. And this is a very, very bad mistake, and it's almost certainly going to kill the views and the leads that you get on that video. So you're pretty much doing this to yourself. So imagine you are Gordon Ramsay, right? And you have all these skills, all this social proof, you have years of experience doing what you're doing, and you're just making some really good food, and it takes like 8 hours, for example. Then you make this amazing meal, and you're like, oh my goodness, this is just wonderful, and I'm getting hungry right now just like looking at this, so let's move on. But then you serve it out of this white, dingy old van in the middle of the night. It definitely doesn't seem appealing to get into this white van to get this food, doesn't it? It's the same thing with thumbnails. When you spend all your time scripting, editing, recording, and ideating, and just everything that goes into a video, except for the thumbnail, when you spend like 15 minutes on a thumbnail, you make one, you're like, okay, that's good enough, then you're pretty much ruining all this progress simply because it doesn't matter how good your video is. If the packaging is wrong, then no one's going to click it. It's just not appealing. And it also creates an imbalance in quality. So this is what happens when you spend 10 hours on the video, but only 30 minutes on a thumbnail, right? The video is so much more heavier than the thumbnail and holds so much more weight simply because you put more effort into this. And I kind of understand why you don't put effort in the thumbnail, or you probably do put effort in the thumbnail, but the only reason why you spend so little time on the thumbnail just wanting to get the video out is because you think your video is really good and you think it's going to blow your channel up or get you more leads, get you more views, get you more sales. But the problem with this, and the problem with rushing the thumbnail to like get this masterpiece out, is that if you rush the thumbnail, no one's going to click on it. Simple as that. So attracting quality viewers come from an intriguing cover to your book, aka your thumbnail. So one thing I like to, can I get rid of this? Anyways, whatever. One thing I love to say and to kind of like compare thumbnails with is a book cover. You've probably seen a book with a really terrible cover, and maybe you started reading it and maybe you got instantly hooked, right? But more times than none, you've seen an amazing, weird, interesting, intriguing book cover, and then you give the book a shot. Then you read the content. If every single book had no book cover, you wouldn't really know which one is good or which one's bad, or you couldn't make a judgment on it. So the thumbnail is the same exact thing, and these are a few of my favorite thumbnails so far. I love this deep focus one. I love this one right here. Everyone around you is faking it. This is a really good video, and it's like a 16-minute rant video or like a 30-minute rant video. Literally no editing, no nothing, and just the thumbnail is amazing. The packaging is great. It's curiosity driven. It makes you want to click. Only experts know this. Bang, bang, bang. You guys already know the deal. But basically, what you need to understand is that you need an intriguing cover to your book. And if you waste, or if you don't spend enough time working on your thumbnail, you're going to just get messed up by the competition. So one of the #1 thumbnail rules is you cannot skimp out on your thumbnail creation time. So if you know your video can help someone, benefit someone, make someone emotionally driven to the point where they can actually book a call with you or buy something from you or give you their email, then you need to spend at least half the time it took to make the video on your thumbnail. And let me reiterate and say this. Everything I say is not law. It's simply some guidelines that you need to follow, because the thumbnail creation process and thumbnails in general are almost like an enigma. Like, I can't even think of like a simple word to use, but like, thumbnails are meant to be broken. The rules are meant to be broken within thumbnails, but please just spend more time on your thumbnails. That's what I mean. But at least spend half the time it took to make your video on your thumbnail. And I have a little guideline I'll show you in a second. So just to show you in a pie chart, if your video is like this good, then your thumbnail needs to be this good or even better. So you could even do 60-40, so 60% thumbnail, 40% video. But this is typically a good rule of thumb. You never want to go less than this, less than 50% on the thumbnail creation. So how long should your thumbnails take to make? Because I'm talking about, if you spend 5 hours on a video, you should spend 5 hours on a thumbnail, which is a decent guideline, but here is what I like to do. And in a perfect world, minimum 2 days long, and I broke it down to here. So day 1 is you create 4 to 6 different thumbnail iterations, then sleep on it. So how are you going to make 4 to 6 completely random different thumbnails? It's very easy, and if I didn't show you yet in the course, I will show you later. But what you're going to do is take thumbnails from your thumbnail database, and we have a thumbnail database in this school. You literally just go down to resources and click thumbnail database and find 4 to 6 or even 10 different thumbnails that inspired you and that you can kind of take from their niche and put it into your own niche. So the key here is to take from different niches, not in your own niche, because if you take from other niches, or if you take from your own niche, sorry, then you're just going to pretty much copy and paste what's already been working. And what we need to do is stand out. And how you stand out is you take from completely different niches if you don't have any inspiration. So that's what I do if you don't have inspiration. So create 4 to 6 different thumbnails and then sleep on it. And by sleep on it, I mean like literally just do it, do whatever else you have to do in the day, and then just go to sleep and wake up the next morning. And then we go into day 2. But yeah, sleep on it, do something, play basketball, I don't know, like go swimming, do whatever. Like the more different things you can do and kind of like the more you can switch up your day and have new experiences, the more creativity and imagination you get, in my opinion, in my personal opinion. This is what I've done in the past. Day 2, you want to test and compare your thumbnails to your competitors. So I want you to take all your competitors' thumbnails, and we can actually just go right here and just show you. Like, let's go here to the other module in this course. This is my guy Danny. He has got 400 plus subscribers. His last video was 12,000 views. He's gotten leads, he's gotten sales through this video. And what he did was he slept on those 4 to 6 different thumbnails. The next day, he tested them with other videos in his niche. So this is the eye test. This is his thumbnail. This is his thumbnail. These are the other people's thumbnails. And basically what he did was just show the school. Well, he didn't show the school. He showed other people which thumbnail, these thumbnails, and asked them which one they'd click. I said this one, and yeah, it worked. 12,000 views. So that's what you do. Let me go back here. I'm losing myself here. Test and compare your thumbnails to your competitors. So grab all your competitors' thumbnails and then test them with your own thumbnail. And then step 3 is post your findings to Lead Maxing and get outside opinions from other people. I don't know why I said this twice. Disregard this. But anyways, yeah, get other members' opinions on the thumbnails and see which one they would click. And then step 4 is split test your top 3 thumbnails on YouTube. Okay, so YouTube has a split testing feature that you can use, and I'll show you how to do that. You probably already know how to. You could probably just Google it. It's very simple. But then split test the top 3 thumbnails and then let YouTube do the work. And keynote, on day 2 of your video being uploaded, when you're split testing, you want to set the thumbnail to the one that did the best. So don't let the split test run for 14 days because that's just going to have a bad thumbnail running on your video. So you want to set it as soon as you get results. So quick recap, you just don't want to do this. You don't want to spend 30 minutes on a thumbnail when you spend 10 hours on a video, because you are going to make mistakes, you're going to make impulsive decisions, and you're going to drop your video with a bad thumbnail, thus no one's going to click. But instead, you should balance it out and do this. If you have a 5-hour video, spend more time on your thumbnail. It doesn't need to be 5 hours for your thumbnail, but you need to spend a lot of time creating different thumbnails, testing, and seeing which one gets the click.
Please believe me when I say this intro works extremely well.
My piss bottle that I keep next to my desk is almost full.
Let me explain exactly how you can brainwash people into watching your video until the end, like my guy Rares, for example. I'm telling you right now, if you nail these 4 commandments semi-correctly, you could go viral almost every time. So let me help you blow up on YouTube easier. Commandment number 1 is that you need to shoot your viewer in the foot. And before you file a lawsuit on me, let me explain why. When you have a conversation with someone in public, 90% of the time, you really don't give a shit about what they have to say. You're simply just listening to them because it's socially unacceptable to say, dude, you're boring, I don't care about your day, leave me alone. But if this said boring person pulled out a pistol on you and just blasted your big toe mid-talk, you would literally have all your attention onto the guy that just shot your foot, and now you're suddenly not thinking about anything else but the situation at hand. Attracting attention on YouTube is exactly the same thing when you look at it this way. If you can find a way to mentally shoot your viewer's foot in the first 0 to 15 seconds by throwing a curveball at them, you win their attention and they will watch your video until the end. I see way too many people starting off their video like a PowerPoint presentation. Here's the top 5 ways to stop blah 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 blah, or in today's video we're going to blah blah bling blang. It's boring, it's not unique, and it's not going to catch someone's attention in today's low attention span market. You're just wasting your time and your viewers as well. So you gotta throw the perfect curveball at your viewer. Here's 2 templates that I use that will really help you out. Either A, tell a quick 10-second story that captures the viewer's attention, or B, just say something outrageous, but be careful, of course. Tell me this isn't better than the same old boring, hey guys, it's this person that no one cares about, blah blah blah. Out with the old, in with the new. It's 2024, YouTube, entertainment, the whole world is just evolving so fast that we need to constantly be trying new things. And if you want more views, you got to start hyper focusing on your intros and tweak them. A simple change in wording can change your channel's growth trajectory. So for the love of God, just start getting good at shooting your viewer in the foot. Commandment number 2 is to use the spray and pray method, which is basically just a fancier term for writing what's on your mind. I don't care if what you write down is boring or poorly written. Something is better than nothing, and you do not want to have analysis paralysis, which is essentially overanalyzing, which leads to a decision delay and a worse outcome. Time is money, and I want you thriving on YouTube fast. So use the spray and pray method, keep writing and polish as you go. I understand scripting is hard as fuck. I understand that. If you do it wrong, which most YouTubers do, you get no views. So a really good way to get over this analysis paralysis is simply by changing your environment. Get in another room, write on your phone, play different vibes of music, wear your underwear backwards. I don't care what you do. Just do something different. I know it sounds like some weird kumbaya mantra that doesn't work, but it's actually so effective in putting your mind in a different setting that you start getting massively different results, especially with your creativity. Let's say, for example, dancing. Do you dance better with music playing, or do you dance better to the sound of a 2009 Ford Focus exhaust blaring in your eardrums at 3 a.m.? The answer is obvious. Look, I sit down, I play some 40 hertz binaural beats on YouTube or some smooth jazz while writing, and I write infinitely better. Try that. The first draft of your script is almost never going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. It won't even be mediocre, so there's no point in thinking of what to write down. The best way to polish your script is just to write a draft, put it down, come back to it in a few hours, and see where you went wrong. Coming back to a script is like reading your draft with a fresh pair of eyes. Rinse and repeat 2 to 3 times, and you'll see a huge difference in your script, your views, and your retention rate. Side note, I'm not sponsored, but use evernote.com. That's what I use to write my scripts. Commandment number 3 is please do not have a boring presentation. A good script will take you super far, but if the narrator is boring with no soul and sounds depressed, I'm looking at you, by the way, the person that's watching this video, or if it's an AI voice that clearly sounds like AI, it's not gonna work and you just wasted a perfectly good script. Presentation matters. I'm not telling you to be super high octane like Mr. Beast or some other creators like that. You can absolutely kill it on YouTube with a monotone voice. Just look at Moist Critical, for example. His voice is boring, but he's funny and it works. But the thing is, you need to do what works best for your personality. So do some deep thinking about who you are and what you want, or just take a personality test online, which I recommend, 16personalities.com, it's free, and figure out what style of narration would work best for you. Maybe you're a high energy kind of person. Maybe you're a slightly monotone narrator like myself. It all depends on who you are. Let me stop right here. If I die tomorrow, my last piece of advice for you to blow up on YouTube is to absolutely, and I mean by all means necessary, do not force yourself to be someone you're not. If you're boring, be fucking boring. If you're highly charismatic in a weird way, just rock with it. People, I'm telling you, can smell forced content a mile away, and if you force something slightly, your audience will know and YouTube won't push your videos. If you speak BS, you'll attract BS results. So do yourself a favor and start writing with passion and be yourself. Ditch ChatGPT. I mean, never use ChatGPT for script writing, and pick up the pen and paper. Let your creativity and personality flow, and I'm telling you right now, you'll get more views and you'll get more money. Hey yo, it's 2 a.m. You uploaded your video with 0 expectations, and you wake up the next morning. Holy shit, 5,500 views. The next day comes around. Holy 19,000 views, and they just keep coming in. And guess what? I'm gonna teach you exactly how you can do this like the guy I'm describing. So let's make your videos entertaining the easy way. Believe it or not, you don't need to have an extremely over-edited video to go viral on YouTube. Too many people try to use the same hyper-edited style with a ton of sound effects, which by the way are very annoying if you have an IQ over 50, a bunch of stock footage, and all these fancy preset visual effects. But here's what absolutely no one realizes. 95% of the stuff you throw in your video is bullshit to make you feel better about your bad content. Yes, your video is bad, but I'm gonna give you the key to fix that and get thousands of views on the platform. But why should you trust me? Of course, I work with a ton of channels and got them thousands of views, so listen the f up. It's free, and I have 4 key pillars to editing a viral video, and my way of doing it is 90% faster and more successful. So if you want to make more money, get more views, and save yourself a lot of time, listen up. Pillar number 1 is to accept that scripting is what makes up over 90% of a good video / high retention rate. You can make anything interesting depending on how you use your words. Think about all the channels that literally just sit down in front of a camera and talk about an important topic. Guys like Hamza, Sam Ovens, Alex Becker, and even one of my fellow Patreon members, John Allington, all do this extremely well with minimal editing. And the reason why they get hundreds of thousands and even millions of views is first, because the video topic is desirable, and second, the way they talk about the topic at hand is just plain entertaining to watch. These guys spend less time editing useless jargon into their videos and more time focusing on what matters the most, which is a thoroughly thought out script. Pillar number 2 is understanding that you do not need to stretch out a video to hit a certain time. I don't care if your video is 1 minute long or 20 minutes long. Your video should last as long as its entertainment value. Here's a good rule of thumb. A 5-minute fun video will always perform better than a 20-minute fun-ish video. If you want a high retention rate on your next video, don't cheat your viewers out of time. This works so well because first of all, your video is palatable to today's audience, because let's face it, attention spans are going down, shorter videos just statistically work better, and also the people that stumble upon your videos will end up wanting more if you have good content that is relatively short. Think about the last YouTuber you binged. If you were entertained the whole way through, you more than likely wanted more content. So if you can thoroughly entertain someone no matter the time limit, you will get more views in the short and long term. Please listen to pillar number 3. It's to limit using easily accessible stock footage websites like Pixels, Pixabay, etc. And let me explain why this is huge. Think about it. You've probably seen a lot of small unknown channels that use these stock videos that everyone has access to. And it just has this lazily edited vibe to it, where you can tell the person doesn't really care about the video topic. So why should you even watch it in the first place? I'm telling you right now, doing this will kill your AV. And just because you use high quality stock footage won't change the fact that there is no soul in your video. There is absolutely no originality to using stock footage. It's cheap and lazy, and it may be the reason why you don't get the views that you want. This is exactly what I would do to stand out from most of the creators on YouTube, which not a lot of people do for some reason. Get creative with your editing and imagery. Find pictures that work for your footage but are strange and new, and then add small zoom in effects or what have you to give it some more life. This already is 10 times better than the stock footage you were using before, so you need to start getting creative. Pillar number 4 is probably one of the most underrated methods to getting a higher average view duration. And you're probably gonna think I'm crazy, but hear me out, no pun intended. Having a good selection of background music, and I know you're laughing right now, but listen the f up, it's actually important, can either make or break your video in my honest opinion. I've watched a lot of YouTube, and the last thing I want to hear is some stock overplayed royalty-free fucking piano beats or some dumb shit like that. Look, I'm not telling you to use copyrighted music. What I'm saying is really take your time and find that hidden gem background music on YouTube Studio's audio library to add to your video. A channel that does this extremely well is Boxing After Dark. The background music choice is creative and fun to listen to, so I would use that channel as study material. This is a small thing, but makes a huge difference. Video editing really doesn't need to be harder than you make it out to be. Just remember this. Scripting is key. Don't stretch out your video. Creative footage is always better than stock footage. And last but not least, the music in your video can make or break the vibe you're going for. Growing on YouTube is fucking hard. I used to work as a shopping cart pusher, and when I wasn't slaving away, I was making like these bad finance YouTube videos to blow up and make millions of dollars, etc. And I'd spend hours making this content that got like 12 views, while I would see these small channels get tens of thousands of views, subscribers, and the money that I wasn't seeing. And I'd shake my dirty little minimum wage shopping cart fist in the sky and scream out to God, why not me? Wondering why these people were blowing up on YouTube while I'm just going nowhere. And if you're watching this, you probably guessed it, I figured out the formula to grow on YouTube. I blew this channel up, as well as 2 others, and it's because of instead of posting random videos, I found out what YouTube actually likes to see. So if you want to grow your small channel, you should probably listen up. But first, let's start with 2 of the most bullshit misconceptions that most small YouTubers believe, and you probably do as well. The number 1 bullshit misconception is that if your content is good, it will blow up. And yes, you obviously need to make good content to blow up on YouTube. But what most people don't understand is that YouTube is like a car. If you have a Lamborghini, then yeah, you have a nice ass car, okay? But if your Lamborghini doesn't have an engine in it, then it's basically worthless because it's never going to move. But if you have a beat up shitbox Honda Civic 2006 with a check engine light, oil's fucking missing, but it has an engine, it will always beat that Lamborghini in a race because it's actually moving forward. Now hear me out. YouTube is exactly the same thing. You can have the best video on the planet, but if your thumbnail and title looks like shit, no one is going to click in the first place. Now, the second biggest BS misconception is that it's all luck. A lot of you will end up sinking hours into a video only for it to get 17 views, 3% CTR, and no new subscribers. And you're just gonna end up believing that the algorithm randomly picks winners, or some people just got fucking lucky, or you even tell yourself, oh, I've worked harder than them, why haven't I blown up? But the truth is, luck is absolute dog shit, okay? Your video didn't explode because you got unlucky. It's because something is missing. And just like a car, if you're missing one thing like fucking gas, or a steering wheel, or an engine, a lot can go wrong. So let me explain. In order to go viral on YouTube, you need to make sure you leave no stone unturned, just like a car. If you have a great idea and a bad thumbnail, you're not going to get views. If you have a bad idea with a great thumbnail, you're still not going to get views. If you're missing even one thing from the equation, just like a car, you will go nowhere. So this is how going viral actually works, and I'm going to break it down for you step by step. We're going to go through the 4 pillars. Number 1 is the idea. So a good idea will make you want to talk about it. So I was actually talking to one of my one-on-one clients, and he made this video. He has about 400 subscribers, by the way, and he just made this video called I Resold Fake Watches for 7 days. This is how much I made, and it's his most popular video yet in the past like week. It's got 1.7k views. 6 days ago, it's a 36x multiplier, and simply because this idea makes people talk about the topic at hand. Why are you reselling fake watches? How much did you make? How much can you make reselling fake watches? Do you see how the conversation just gets fired up because of the idea behind this sole video? So if you made a video called like, I sold watches and this is how much I made, it doesn't really hit the same as I resold fake watches for 7 days. This is how much I made. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So basically, if your topic makes you go like this, yo, that's insane because of XYZ, well, you're in the right track to getting a video that gets views. So ask yourself this when you're validating your next video idea. Is this something I'd actually be excited to talk about with a friend? And if not, bro, your audience is not going to, give a shit either. So if this makes you want to text your friend on Discord, messages, or even just like, hit up in real life and just like literally talk about this thing, like when y'all are just bored and then you just talk about a random topic. That is a video idea that you should probably make. And if it's not, then it's a video idea or a video that you should probably not make and save your own time. Like this video right here, how does going viral actually work on YouTube? That sparks conversation. But anyways, does this idea spark curiosity or emotion right away? So what you guys probably already know is that viral video ideas usually hit hard in the first few seconds. So if you already know this, why are you not doing this with your own videos? Well, it's easier said than done, but here's 2 examples that I found really, really good. So number 1 is we are entering the post-brain rot era. This guy has 27,000 subscribers. This video has 300,000 views. It feels new. It feels fresh, right? Reverse brain rot. Like, what does that even mean? And it's kind of saying what we're thinking, because nowadays on Instagram, TikTok, whatever the case may be, YouTube, people are trying to be more productive. People are trying to get off social media. People are like liking their phone less and less and less. And when you see this video, we are entering the post-brain rot era. It just kind of makes you think what you've been already thinking. It's showing you what you've already been thinking. And it's like, damn, I gotta click this because I can't believe someone has the same fucking opinion as me. Now, here's a video trying to steal this idea. The post-brain rot era is here. Your brain is dying. Now, why do you think this video got 186 views? And why do you think this video got 315,000 views? Well, there's a fucking multitude of reasons. Number 1, this video just has more soul and it makes more sense. But let's get into it. I mean, dude, like this is uninteresting. Okay, the post-brain rot era is here, ... Like, why does that make me want to click? It just doesn't have that same like mystique as this right here, because the title is just, it's too simple and it's contradicting with the headline right here. Your brain is dying, the post-brain rot era is here, right? And this guy's looking scared. Like, it doesn't really make sense, and it just feels low quality. It feels like this guy is copying someone, and lo and behold, he probably copied this guy right here. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why this video did well, because it has soul. It doesn't contradict itself in a bad way. It makes you want to click. It just looks high quality, but this looks low quality. And that's the reason why I bolded this right here. It feels low quality. That's the main reason why you're not going to click this video, because think about it. If you see a book and it has a shitty cover, you're probably not going to pick up that book and spend your time reading that book. But if you see a book with an amazing cover, you're probably going to read it more than likely than the fucking shit book that you've seen before. Now let's look at this one right here. Game theory is the cheat code to life. This has 200,000 views, 6 days ago. Man has 13,000 subscribers, and it just makes you think like, yo, what does he mean by the game theory is the cheat code to life? What the fuck is game theory in general? Are we talking about like video game development? Are we talking about just like gameplay in general? Are we talking about fucking game theory, the YouTube channel? Like, I don't even know what we're talking about, but it's making me curious. It's a bold and a very strange claim, especially with the thumbnail. Like, we're not even talking about the thumbnail, but the thumbnail just makes it 10 times more bold. But we're looking at the title and the idea around it, it's just like, it's a fucking heavy claim. It's like, why are video games and life linked together? And it's not the typical self-improvement video at all, because most people are like, what your father never told you, or like, why discipline is killing your motivation. It's like, that shit is fucking done. It's been done before. Stop making those videos. But this right here, bro, this is different. Game theory is the cheat code to life. Like, that is something I've never seen in my life before. And it makes you want to click because, again, bro, it sparks curiosity. It makes you want to talk about it with your friend. I mean, do you see how much I'm fucking talking about these videos? Right? I'm just like yapping because it gives me so much conversational material that I just want to talk about this, okay? So, it's not the typical self-improvement video at all. But again, this video right here, you know, no offense to whoever made this, but losing her, first of all, brother, you spelled losing wrong. It's 1-0. Losing her interest, how to win her life and get her back. Bro, I can't. Like, it's uninteresting. It's been done a million times. And again, it feels low quality. And the question that I'm thinking to myself is, Why the hell should you give me advice on how to get back to like my fucking estranged girlfriend and win my life? I don't even know what the topic about this video is. It's like, why should you give me advice? You know what I mean? It's been done before, bro. There's millions of videos like this. Maybe not millions, but probably fucking millions at this point. There's millions of videos like this, man. Like, I don't want to watch this. This is boring. This is 2 minutes of my time wasted, right? Like, this thumbnail sucks. This title is not good. It's not curiosity driven. And here's the thing that you guys need to understand is that it's not easy to make these kind of videos, right? It's not easy at all. I mean, if you look at my channel, I have viral videos, yes, but they come very sparingly because it's hard to come up with good video ideas. But this is what I'm trying to nail in your head, is that if you want a better chance of getting viral on YouTube, you need to understand that you just gotta do shit differently, bro. Like, look at these videos right here, man. It's just bold, cool claims, interesting, and it makes you curious enough to click the video, and it makes you want to talk about the video topic at hand. Now, I could just go on, but I think you understand the point. If you want me to roast videos, let me know in the comments below, because I would be down for that. It's kind of fun. But yeah, just fucking, bro, spark curiosity in your thumbnails, man. Stop making these kind of videos. No offense to these people who make these videos. I'm doing this straight out of love. Now, so would someone scroll past your video or have to click? And you have to be brutally honest, bro. And if you can't be brutally honest, bro, fucking go on ChatGPT and be like, just type in, be my harshest critic, be worse than Gordon Ramsay, would you click on this video? Or something like that, right? So like, which one would you click? You know, be honest with yourself. Which one would you click? Would you waste 19 minutes of your life watching this video right here? Maybe this video is good, you know, maybe the packaging is bad, but imagine this video sucks, right? It's got 186 views 1 month ago. Imagine this video is not good. Would you waste 19 minutes of your life watching this video, or would you spend 9 minutes of your life watching this video right here? Same thing with this. Game theory is the cheat code of life. Would you watch this self-improvement video or this fucking self-improvement video? You know what I mean? Like, think about it, bro. Think about it very deeply. You probably don't even need to think about it because you already just know the answer. But anyways, that's the good idea. So let's go into the title. And I'm sorry, this is kind of like all the way over here. Let me put that here for the sake of continuity. Is that the word for it? I don't know. But anyways, title, very simple, right? Good titles are simply just going to make you think, this is exactly what I want to read. I'm sorry about this. This is exactly what I want to watch. Sorry, not read. And also it's going to make you, it's going to be visually easy to read. So basically, if it's easy to look at, it's easy on the eye, you're going to get views. It's as simple as that. And can we just take a moment to fucking appreciate the high-ass quality of this emoji? This is an emoji, by the way. Anyways, does your title make someone need to click? So you gotta think, emotion plus curiosity. It should open a mental loop. So look at this video right here. This video got uploaded 8 days ago. This dude has like 30, 40,000 subscribers, whatever, but this video has fucking 160,000 plus views. So you know this is an outlier. And looking at the title alone, we're gonna talk about the thumbnail in a second here, but the title is very simple. It makes you think a little bit, and it makes you want to click. I mean, it makes you think in conjunction with the thumbnail. We'll talk about this in a second. But when you look at this title, bro, books every guy should read. Like, that's just 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 words. Simple, easy, straight to the point. And it's like, okay, I know what I'm going to get, right? So that's what you need to make your titles as simple as possible and as curiosity driven as possible. Now, does it match the energy of the thumbnail? So the title plus thumbnail should work together, not contradict or compete with each other. So, bro, look at this. Like, yo, these are bad books. The 48 Laws of Power is bad. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck is a bad book. The 12 Rules of Life is a bad book. The fucking David Goggins book is not a good read. What? These are good books? What the hell are these? I've never seen these in my life. Mark Fisher? Who's that guy? You know, and then the title, books every guy should read? Like, why should every guy read these books, and why should every guy not read these books? I mean, these are the books I've read. Like, you know, you're challenging my whole entire existence here. I've spent like fucking 12 years reading these books, you know? And again, it just makes you want to click because the title and thumbnail works in conjunction with each other. So that's the title. Very simple. I'm not trying to oversaturate it or overcomplicate it. That's all you need to know. Thumbnail, even simpler. We have like this much to go through, okay? You just got to show your viewer what they'll be watching as fast as possible. So I got into like zombie games and shit like that recently, and I got this recommended to me. Every zombie outbreak explained in 10 minutes. easy title, 4 weeks ago, 160,000 views. And literally it's just easy to understand because it's just fucking every zombie outbreak from like every movie, etc. Like rage virus, viral mutation, etc. You just know what you're going to get because I'm assuming you're just gonna they're gonna break down like every virus, right? Explain, and that's it, just easy to understand. So I know exactly what I'm gonna be watching in like 0.01 seconds. So you just gotta show your viewer, again, what they're gonna be watching and that you're not like every other video they've watched. So I've never seen a zombie outbreak explained video with this kind of thumbnail. But these thumbnails here I want to talk about because this is actually a guy in my group called Winners Club. It's basically my private community. So if you want to learn how to make your first $1,000 on YouTube and get your first 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, click the link below. But anyways, this is one of my past students. And before his viral video that we worked on, he was making these videos right here, like 5 habits keeping your agency broke and how to fix them. Got 500 views 1 year ago, and people would think like this is actually pretty good when it comes to like B2B, right? Because you only need like 100 views to make a sale in B2B. But here's the thing, this looks like every other video. It's generic, and even though this thumbnail is actually like pretty solid, it just doesn't stand out within the crowd. Now this video we worked on is still in the B2B niche. And by the way, if you don't know what B2B is, it means business to business. So it's basically fucking YouTube videos that business owners watch, which is a much smaller demographic than Minecraft YouTube, right? Or like some shit like that. But anyways, I digress. This video right here, if you need to make $5,000 in 7 days, watch this. This got 188,000 views, and if I'm correct, he made $10,000 with this one video, and he got like 15,000 subscribers, some fucking crazy shit like that. He's at 40K now. But anyways, insane. This video blew up, and here's the reason why. It looks different from, every other business video. It screams originality because it's just like a bunch of like scribblings and he's like pointing to the bottom left. It's like, what's going on here, right? Green, subtle rectangle. It's like, what? Like, okay, this is interesting. This is unique. And it just makes him stand out from the crowd. And even in a very small niche, which is business to business, right? Most people get 500 views. He got a fucking viral video, 188,000 views. So he literally broke all the rules of his niche and got a shit ton of views because he stood out and it's easy to understand, right? And this right here is what we've been talking about throughout the whole entirety of this little like Miro thing, right? It's a good idea, it's got a good title, and it's got a great thumbnail. And last but not least, what he did, my guy, Mike, Sell Your Service, also a member of Winners Club, what he did to make a great video is this, okay? All you gotta do, it's as simple as this, is just be relatable and come straight from the heart. Good boy. You trusted the adults that said go to college, and you ended up spending 4 years learning something that you quite frankly don't give that much of a shit about. But you said, hey, screw it, everyone else is going to college, so I might as well too. So you spend 11,680 hours and $100,000 of your own money that you don't have, and now you've graduated. Your parents must be so proud. But little did you know that the job that you were promised for was just taken by an AI supercomputer that works faster, cheaper, and let's be honest, so much better than you and your little business degree could ever do. And I'm sorry, but I wish this was some Black Mirror episode that you just get slightly creeped out by and end up turning off and going back to reality. But if you clicked on this video, you probably know that something is really fucking wrong, don't you? Because this is reality. Let me ask you a question. Why did you click this video in the first place? Was it the thumbnail? Or did I remind you of that overwhelming sense of dread for what your future is probably going to look like? I mean, look at the cost of living and just be honest. Are you really excited for 2030? Which I might add is only 5 years from now? Or are you scared that you might not even have a job to hate in the first place and struggle financially with in the next 5 years because of AI taking your job? And if you don't believe the random brown guy on YouTube, listen to this.
The top AI model is now smarter than 85% of humans. By the end of 2026, it will be smarter than 99.9% of humans, and you think you will still have a job.
There will come a point where no job is needed.
Tech giant Microsoft has announced that it will be cutting about 6,000 jobs amid a boom in artificial intelligence.
So let me be frank with you. AI is going to fuck you and everyone else extremely hard and fast. And even if you somehow avoid the AI replacement that Fortune 500 companies are pouring trillions of dollars in, by the way, you're stuck on salary, slaving away, making the same linear amount of money, while these BMW driving higher ups profit off your labor, turning you into the soulless AI that does the repetitive tasks that billionaires of the company you work for don't want to do because, you know, they're too busy spending time with their loved ones while you rot inside a windowless cubicle. And B, living costs will only continue to rise. Food, rent, you know, Netflix, you name it, are only rising with inflation. Like seriously, you want to move out of your parents' house and gain some independence? Time to move into an apartment with 4 sweaty roommates so you can afford a Costco egg with your bulldog noodles. And exhibit C, let's just be real. Getting an education in 2025 is 4 years, $114,000 invested in getting an education only to not find a job because they're taken by workers in third world countries or AI that'll work for cheaper than you. And even if you do get a job, you're stuck making money that you barely scrape by on while you get on your knees and suck the CEO's dick in hopes for a $1 raise. So what the fuck do you do? According to Jordan Welch, it's dropshipping. According to Alex Hormozi, it's starting a school community. According to Andrew Tate, it's crypto.
Buy more, buy more, buy more.
But do you notice the pattern? All your favorite YouTubers have a different magical solution to sell you. What they're not telling you is that Jordan Welch probably makes more money selling how to dropship rather than doing the dropshipping himself. Alex Hormozi built an empire off his content, not just gyms. And Andrew Tate bought a brand spanking new Bugatti by selling courses to people like you that want to be just like him. Every creator on YouTube sells you the side quest while they play the main game. And the main game simply being selling valuable information to an audience of people that have pains they would throw money at to solve. And the best time to start building an audience and selling valued information is in 2025. Because think about it. While most people are sharing rage bait, monkey brain rot videos on Instagram to their friends and consuming the everlasting content on social media, you're getting in on the biggest wealth transfer in human history by creating the content. Owning a YouTube channel with 1,000 true fans is like your grandparents buying a house and 20 acres for $100. But here's the thing. You're way too late on buying a cheap house. This apartment in Toronto cost $1.1 million to live in a place where stepping on a needle is as common as scratching your ass. But the good news is that you have a limited window of time to capture cheap attention on YouTube because most people still really fucking suck at making content. But you're probably thinking to yourself, how do I capture attention and what the fuck do I do with it? And the answer isn't something I came up with. It's actually what my obscure 7th grade substitute math teacher predicted all the way back in 2015. There was no ChatGPT back then, there was no Hawk Tuah, and there was definitely no fucking shot that he knew the job market would be this bad in just a few years. But what he said eerily predicted the state of the world today, and what he said changed my life forever. If there's no jobs, just make one. So there's 2 things you are going to need to make YouTube your job. Number 1, a problem that keeps people up at night that you can solve. And number 2, a way to stand out with your thumbnails and content that's actually halfway decent. Now, I can sit here and explain every single thing you need to do to make a living on YouTube, just like I have done for the past 3 years. But you and I both know that you are not going to fucking listen to me if it's for free.
If you really want to make a lasting income on YouTube and start living life on your own terms, I'm going to make you pay so you actually pay attention. Because when you invest, you have an obligation to do the thing that you want to do instead of just clicking off this video and watching yet another how to make money online video. So if you want me to help you grow your YouTube channel to make you money online for the price of fucking Netflix, click the link below. You are going to get direct access to me to help you fix every single problem you have on your YouTube channel. You get the step-by-step blueprint to getting your first 1,000 true fans on YouTube, and you get my personal vault of viral thumbnails from small channels that you can copy for your own channel to grab attention fast. And yes, it's only for the price of Netflix right now, but more and more people are joining, so I'm going to be upping the price a lot in the very near future. So you should probably get in while you can, invest in your future, and don't let AI ruin you. So I'll leave you with this. If there's no jobs, make one.
Please just make the investment. Your future self will thank you so much for this, because I know I really thank my younger self for making this investment, because if I didn't, I'd be constantly making the same videos, not experimenting, not actually knowing what the hell I'm doing, and just not growing at all. So thank you, Max, for completely changing my YouTube channel. And if you're on the fence on joining, please just join. It's the best investment you'll ever make. Goodbye.
So my experience with money maxing, lead maxing team has been phenomenal. Where I was at purgatory, that's where I feel like I was at. Fast forward 2 months of working with the team, and a video got 2,500 views, and I couldn't believe it. Fast forward another 2 more videos, we went to 3,000, then to 4,000, then to 10,000 views in just 4 videos. So, you know, the numbers don't lie. I honestly did not think it would happen this quickly.